Hey guys, it's me again. I hope you're having a blessed day. I know I am. I've had a blessed last few days. I got to spend a couple of days and a night with my aunt. She's a little bit elderly. You wouldn't know it the way she moves around. She's healthy as a horse, but love spending time with her. Love spending time with my family, but very much enjoy her. And I'm going to go back and see her before I leave California next week. After Easter, I'm going to leave California. But so today, last night I drove to the Redwoods and spent the day there. And as I was going in, a gentleman was coming out with his dog. So we let our dogs meet because I have a little Bonnie with me. And he said, "It's just so peaceful here." And I said, "Yes, this is about as close to God as you can get." And he shook his head. He said, "Definitely." Which is exactly how I feel. I feel like when I'm in nature, that's where I feel the closest to him. I mean, some people feel closer to him at church or whatever, and that's fine. But for me, it's in nature. When we were in Scotland and I was at the ocean, the wind was whipping around and the ocean waves were like crazy. I felt, not only did I feel him, I felt his power. And it was just so amazing. I even did some yoga there on the rock because I just was so at peace with all of it. It was so amazing. But hiking is where, hiking in Germany particularly, is where I feel like my spirituality grew. And like I said before, I was raised in Lutheran church. I was always somewhat spiritual. And as I got older, really reached for God and wanted his guidance in my life. And he became more of my, I would say mentor. I don't know. He just took over my life, and I just gave my life to him and said, "Whatever you need me to do, I'm here." And so, but it was in Germany, hiking those hills, never ceasing in prayer, which for me is even just talking to him, and just got so close to him and felt his love every single time I reached for it. Even in my darkest hours when I was so hurt and needed him, he always made me feel better. Even when I thought things were hopeless, he was always there. When I first got to Germany, when you first move to Germany, a lot of Americans, when you first move over, when you're with a base like we were, we stayed at a place called the Wiedenhof. It's in Speicher, Germany. My hair's a little bit weird right now, but I just took a shower. And it's like an apartment building, and they're like furnished apartments, fully equipped kitchens, so you can set up housekeeping until you find a place to live. And near the Wiedenhof, there's a road that you can take to get into the forest and hike. It's not a hilly forest right there, but it's a nice long hike if you want it to be. And so one day I was out there and I was in prayer and just so grateful for everything in my life and telling him so. And all of a sudden I felt a presence, and I couldn't describe what I was feeling. I just felt something. And the Germans kept warning me of the Wildschwein, which are wild pig or wild boar, because they're aggressive and to be worried about it. And so I thought, is that what I'm feeling? And I was getting ready to go around a curve, and it wasn't, I didn't see anything. And I thought, well, maybe it's a dog. I'm feeling something as I was coming closer to whatever that entity was. But as I got closer, it was just this beautiful, warm, brilliant light. And it's almost as if it was in front of me, but it was also in me. And all at once I felt like I'm in the presence of my Father. And if I get emotional, I'm sorry. I'm a very emotional human being. I knew I was in front of my Father. And so I dropped to my knees and I just started crying, tears of joy, but also sorrow, because I said, "Father, I'm not worthy of this. I'm just not worthy. Why are you here?" And I heard, "Get off your knees. Everyone is worthy of my love." And I think that's so perfect, because it's what we all need to hear. We are all worthy of his love. We are all his children, and he loves us. He cares about us, and he worries about us, and he wants us to reach out to him. He misses us when we don't. And if you've never reached out to him, oh, I can't imagine the joy he's going to feel when he feels that or hears you reach for him, because it's the most amazing feeling for me to know that we have a God, somebody that loves us that much. And I just thank him every single day of my life. Morning prayers, night prayers, daytime, just talking to him. I thank him for lots of things, but always for being in my life, because without him, I don't know what I would do, because some of my darkest times, he was there. And it doesn't stop the dark time. Sometimes when you're going through the dark time, you don't understand why he's letting it happen. What's the point of sending a bunch of people to a planet if they're perfect? I think we're sent here because we need to learn things. So it takes dark times as well as good times. You can't all be perfect. So even in those moments, you can feel his love. I did. I mean, I felt his love in those times, but it was only in hindsight that I could say, and now I understand. You know what I mean? It's like, it's so hard in the moment when you're going through something hard to understand. I remember dropping to my knees more than once and just crying through this hard time and saying, I don't understand. I don't understand how this is my life. And he would just tell me, be content. And at the time I thought he meant be content in your life. And so I do as I'm told, I always have, and so I was content in my life. But it was that he was telling me to be content because he had a plan. Be content. So if you ever hear that and you think, ugh, this is my life, it may not be what he's saying. It might be he's saying, the best is yet to come, or things are going to change. Be content for now, but things are going to change. And I'll go into that a little bit as well. My dark times, everybody has their own dark times, not that mine are any different or any worse, because I'm sure my dark times are a lot better than most. Some people really live some rough times, and I always empathize with them because it's hard. It's hard to feel those things. But anyway, so just wanted to put that story out there and let you guys know the love that I feel, and that one day was amazing. And even though that was the first time and first and only time I really ever saw him in that form, if that's what you call it, I don't know if that's seeing him or feeling him or both, I don't know. From then on, I was always able to see and feel him in almost everything. I just had to look. Seek and you shall find. And it certainly works for me, when there are times when I'm feeling a little down, or I'm feeling disappointed or whatever, just something that's not so good, I just look. And it can be a bush on a walk. It can be just up at the sky at night. It can be the moon. I look and I see him, and he's there. And more importantly, I feel him in me. So it's like, it's a blessing. It feels like just a blessing washing over me. So it's just, it's how it's supposed to be, I think, I believe. And, nature's not for everyone. Not everyone likes it, but there are so many ways to find him. He's here. We just need to ask. We just need to seek. So anyway, that's for today. And I'm going to be meeting someone tomorrow that I have not met. Just a little quick bit of information. My dear mother passed away a couple of years ago. It'll be 2 years, I think, this November. I think it's 2 years. Suddenly, she was a fighter. She fought cancer 6 or 7 times. It's ultimately not what killed her, but it kind of did. But anyway, before she passed away, we had someone reach out saying, we never knew my mother's biological father until later in the years, right before she died, actually, where she did like genetic stuff, and we got a couple of answers, and then we got a definitive answer. And so my mother has a half sister, and she has a daughter, and so the daughter and I have set up a meeting for the 3 of us for tomorrow. So I'm going to meet my half cousin and my half aunt. So I'm excited. So tomorrow is going to be another blessing that I can share with you guys later and tell you how it went. I'm sure it's going to go amazing. And yeah, so I'll let you know. So I'm going to let you go for now, and I'll talk to you soon. Love you guys. Have a blessed day.